Hi Leo, welcome to my channel. So this is going to be a love reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and as I'm shuffling the Two of Cups, which is a good sign, Leo. So let's see. So it's going to be a love reading for the sign of Leo, strong placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm wearing your color today, Leo. Been doing some solar plexus energy work. And so, let's see what comes through. I am doing personal readings again, so if this resonates with you, Leo, or with anyone watching this, then my details are in the description box below. Please reach out. And if you're not sure what your placements are, Leo, as well, there's also a link in the description box that will help you determine what those are. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you do come across this reading and if you feel called to watch it, that is the timing of when you are meant to get this message. Sometimes very specific messages come out as well, Leo. I just have to say that. So if it doesn't resonate, take what does and just leave the rest. Okay. So, Spirit, please and thank you for the sign of Leo, protecting the energy on seen and unseen levels and surrounding it with gold fire, armor, dragon fire, light. Thank you. We are still in Leo season. Okay, Leo, let's see what's going on for you. In the love department, I am also going to be drawing messages from your person at the end of the reading, so stick around. First card out is the Five of Pentacles, Leo. So feeling left out in the cold or abandoned. This could be a lack of communication, not wanting to move forward. The Six of Swords has come out in reverse. I don't normally take the reverse energy, but I'll see what comes through. Knight of Cups, which is a very romantic energy. This could be an apology. This could be someone reaching out again after a period of no communication. Ace of Wands. This could also be a very passionate reach out, passionate message, or a new beginning for you, Leo. Ace of Wands. Aces are new beginnings, and Wands are fire energy, which is your energy. Leo, you are a fire sign. So this could also be a new beginning for you after a period of heartbreak or feeling abandoned. Oh, actually, no, this is bottom. Nine of Pentacles, beautiful energy, Leo. The Nine of Pentacles is sovereign. She's independent. Not in an unhealthy way, not in a hyper-independent way, but she doesn't need validation from anyone. She's comfortable and peaceful in her own energy. That is very much your energy, Leo, although sometimes, Leo, you need that external validation. I think sometimes you love to stand out in a crowd, you love to be seen, and that's not for all of you. It just depends on your other placements. But in general, so generally speaking, that is the energy of Leo. But this energy is someone that knows her worth and can stand in her own worth without needing to prove that to anyone. Is single as well. So usually it is a card of being single. So this could be you finding your own space right now, Leo, after a period of heartbreak or feeling abandoned. But I just want to get one more card and then we'll look at the energy all together. And that's it. The Chariot, moving forward very quickly. Major Arcana, card of Cancer. The Chariot is about balance. It is about balance. He is moving forward quickly with his own willpower. The balance in this card represented by the black and white horses, his steeds, that are driving him forward. You'll notice that he doesn't need reins to control these horses. And if any of you have ever done horse riding, you will know that horses do what they want to do. You know, you have to kind of guide them along. And more often than not, they probably just want to graze or chill out. And if you don't have reins, it's very difficult to get a horse to start galloping. But what he's able to do is guide these horses and drive the force within them with his own manifestation power, with his own sense of direction and purpose. The Chariot is a very, very fast moving energy. So it feels like, you know, generally looking at the other cards, that you're moving forward very independently from something, and that you're standing in your own energy, Leo, and it feels liberating. It's a card of liberation as well. It feels liberating in this energy because I think for a long time you needed that validation to feel whole. And for the first time, and if this resonates as a specific message, for the first time is you are feeling peaceful within your own energy, you know, with this Nine of Pentacles energy, without needing anybody else's validation, without needing anyone else to come in and, you know, say something that is going to make you feel better. That's always an additional, you know, value add or an extra that we all love to have. But it's no longer something that you need, Leo, in order to feel good. So it's not affecting your mood anymore. What I'm getting, and at the bottom of this deck, Three of Wands, your ships are coming in. So anything that you've been wanting to manifest, your wishes, your dreams, you are now in the energy where you are allowing that, those wishes, those dreams, those manifestations to come in without having to prove your worth, without having to hustle or overexert yourself, or, you know, fall back into this, and it's funny I mentioned the hyper independence, fall back into this, I need to, you know, work hard to show who I am. I need to work hard to show people what I'm worth. I need to, you know, perform. That time of performing for you is over. They just told me to look at the card behind that. Ten of Pentacles, abundance. Abundance doesn't have to be, and I posted about this yesterday actually, it doesn't have to be a chore. You are worthy enough to receive abundance, Leo, if you are in the right energy. You don't have to exert yourself in a negative way and punish yourself and overwork yourself to receive abundance. That is a scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset is what we started this reading off with. The Five of Pentacles, just after the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles is actually the miser. You know, that represents scarcity, holding on because you don't believe that there's anything better out there for you. The Five of Pentacles, and I'm feeling, because it came out with the Six of Swords in reverse, Leo, what I'm sensing about this energy is that for a long time, and you know, you'll still have it, is this abandonment wound, or this wound of loss. You know, you might have been very disappointed in the past by energies in relationships that left you feeling abandoned and out in the cold, with no explanation, with no, you know, balance in the situation, because sixes are also about balance. You were overgiving, and again, it's that performance energy. when you overgive to receive love, when you feel like you're not worthy if you're not giving and overcompensating. And often we try to do that to validate ourselves. And so we move into an energy of performance. And I have realized this about myself recently, but in a very deep, intense way. I'm going through some major transitions in my own life, and I have a Mars in Leo. So the way I take action is with Leo energy, because Mars is the planet of action. It is the warrior planet. And what I've been realizing is, for a lot of my life, I have been in performance energy. I threw myself into performance energy to be seen. So for me, it was academics. For me, it was studying hard, being a straight A student, being, the head girl, being validated for that part of my success. And there comes a point where you realize that this is actually hurting you more than it is fulfilling you. And there's only so much of your higher self you can ignore. And what your higher self has been saying to you, Leo, is that regardless of what the relationship is or who the person is, if you are not feeling that you are worthy, that you are seen, that you belong, that you are able to express your truth without judgment with this person, obviously in a respectful way, and you're constantly in a Five of Swords feeling as well, because the Six of Swords is supposed to be progression from the Five of Swords energy, and the Five of Swords energy is self-sabotage. That is when we will look for reasons to be in previous versions of ourselves, because we don't know what the future is going to look like. We don't know what it's going to feel like when we step into a higher vibration or a higher state of being. Sometimes it's comfortable staying in the drama, staying in the sabotage energy, because it's something that you know, and because in the past it has gotten you to where you are. I know that my performances have gotten me to where I am today. I wouldn't have had the career I had, I wouldn't have had the relationships I had, and all of those were lessons. But I've come to a point now where my soul is tired. It's a bone tired. It's a tired on another level, where you realize that you are in complete dissonance with what it is that you actually are desiring in this lifetime. And the performance part, the energy that it takes to do that, becomes so exhausting. And there comes a point where the pain of change is less than the pain of staying the same. And sometimes the universe will come in and create a wake-up call moment, or a tower moment, or something, an event in your life that makes you realize, I can't keep staying here. I cannot keep staying here. I love this for you, Leo, because what it means is you are ready to move on. And although the Six of Swords did come out in reverse, I feel it's an energy that you're considering. In the upright, it's about moving to calmer waters. And I feel like that is what your energy is desiring right now. What your soul is desiring is, you do realize that you're not leaving anyone behind on the sacred path that you're taking for yourself. You're just shifting frequency, you're shifting vibration from, scarcity FM to a more abundant way of living. And when I say abundant, it's not only financially, it's not just pentacles, it's in relationships, in pleasure, in joy, in moving the way you need to move through this world, Leo, without having to justify it. And again, disclaimer, I say all of this, and I don't mean moving through the world in a way that hurts anyone else. This is about yourself. This is about stepping into your power, your sacredness, your sovereignty, your higher way of being. And when we do shift frequency, we change our modular vibration and or our frequency modulation, and what then happens is people that don't tune into that energy anymore will naturally fall away. It's like you're trying to find a radio station and you can't quite get the frequency right. You're not going to be, all you're going to get is static. So what literally and energetically happens is you become invisible to certain energies, and this might mean losing people in your life. And that's okay. It's painful, but it's necessary. I love this for you, Leo. What I see is that you are now learning to give this cup back to yourself. The Knight of Cups is a very romantic energy. It's a card of Pisces. It's also sitting with your emotions. And Leo, you don't necessarily like to do that, being a fire sign. But also, again, depending where your placements are, sitting in your emotions and allowing them to, or allowing yourself to feel, you've got to feel it to heal it. And this Pisces energy, I feel, is coming through for you now to help you heal so that you can step into your sacred path or onto your sacred path. The yellow brick road, the unknown. It unfolds as you weave it, and we can only do that when we are able to sit in the emotions and in the past energies and traumas that have kept us playing small, that have asked us to soften our no's and soften our yeses and, comply to fit in. What are those emotions? And you're asking yourself that right now, Leo, and one of them could very strongly be that of abandonment. But what are those feelings and emotions that are keeping you wanting to stay in your previous version or in the previous version of yourself? Giving yourself this cup, giving yourself the love that you deserve. And I'm not saying that we have to be fully healed in order to attract a love like this, but we have to be on the path to healing. We can't be spiritually bypassing and being in toxic positivity and saying that I'm okay, I don't want to sit in this energy, and I'm just going to move through life with blinders on, with blinkers on. That's not how you shift. And we all have the potential to shift in huge ways if only we can confront what it is that is holding us back. And not confront in an aggressive way, but receive that feeling, acknowledge that feeling. Because the more you push it down, the more, it's going to come back up again. Why I say this is more, I sense, for you, Leo, is this Ace of Wands. I get a single energy, and also with the Nine of Pentacles being here, I get an energy of being single and being independent and just taking this time for yourself. It's a single wand. It's a new beginning, a passionate new beginning. This could be a creative venture that comes to you, Leo, when you're able to open your energy to new things, to new ways of being, to new feelings. It is difficult. It is difficult. It's not an easy path. It's not rainbows and sunshine. It's not roses and chocolate. It's working through those deep parts of yourself that for many years, in my case, for many years, I did not want to acknowledge. In fact, a lot of the time I was numbing myself out so much that I didn't even realize it was there. It just became a pattern of mine to numb, to ignore, to distract. to perform. And the more validation I got, the more those feelings were buried. And now that I'm making big decisions in my life for myself, it's coming up again to be healed in a big way. And I realize that I can't move forward on my journey with sovereignty and with sacredness and in alignment with my higher self unless I am able to face these things and sit with them. And what is happening while I'm doing this, and why I'm sharing this, aspect of my own personal journey, Leo, is what I've noticed is happening as I'm doing my own healing is that more and more these new people, new connections, new relationships, new opportunities, and new ideas, because the Ace of Wands is also a spark, it's an idea. It's like Aries energy. It's the initiation of the zodiac. It's the initiation of an idea. It's the beginning of something. More and more, I find that is coming into my space. Again, it goes back to how your frequency shifts when you are willing to let go. And it's not about healing completely. I don't think, and it's my opinion, that we are never fully healed. But it's learning how to integrate those parts of ourselves into our wholeness. Because we are never truly whole if there are parts of ourselves that we are abandoning or ignoring. And that's where we abandon ourselves, Leo. So that energy is then something that we attract because it comes in to show us where we still need to heal. So I love this energy, new ideas, new spark. I just heard volcano, and once that idea starts flowing, it will be an eruption. It will be overflow in a good way of everything that you've been desiring. And this is happening very quickly for you, Leo, with the Chariot card here, and I've already explained this energy. So I'm not going to go into it again, but what they're just pointing my energy to right now is the water beneath those hooves, those horses' hooves. And again, it reminds me of this energy because in the Knight of Cups card, and it's different in every single deck. So in this deck, and it's, they always get me to choose a certain deck for a reading, and this deck felt like being used today. In both cards, you see that energy of water, and water is emotion. Water is also flow. So when we release stuck emotion, when we process stuck emotion, that is when flow starts to happen, and your movement is so much more in ease or with ease. It won't feel like you are forcing. And that kind of movement is very fast. You feel it's a liberating form of movement. You don't feel in contradiction with it. You don't feel resistance because you're moving in your own energy. And then the Nine of Pentacles, which is everything I've been talking about. It's stepping into this energy of not needing anyone else to validate your space and to validate your worth, and understanding that your worth is not something that needs to be proven to anyone. And if anyone is expecting that from you, then, to the left, cheers. It's not an energy you want to be in anymore, Leo. So that is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. I just want to get an overall energy, and then we'll look at some messages that are coming through. What wanted to pop out? The Six of Pentacles, which is about equal give and take. Wow, overall energy, Leo. Look at this parade that is being thrown for you. This is the card of Leo. This is the card of Leo. This is about being seen, but also being seen by yourself. And I feel like the universe has got you, Leo. Like, you can't see the 5 people that are holding these wands, it's because they are unseen energies. It's your guides. It's, your, whatever your belief system is, supporting this path that you are taking. And this is a card of victory. This is a victorious card. I just love the white horses that are also coming out in a lot of the cards for you. So maybe for some of you it's horse energy, because horses are very, very naturally healing. They transmute energy. Okay, maybe that's the message. Horses transmute our deepest wounds into light. Working with horses, which is why you'll find a lot of people work with horses for healing, and why they are so beautiful to connect with, especially children. And Leo, your symbolism is the inner child. So it might be asking you as well to, it sounds like a cliche and it's so overused, but this inner child healing, it's not just about how you were parented. It's about everything that you shut down in your innocence in order to be seen. And it's about bringing him back, bringing her back. Wow, Leo, this is a celebration, and you are being celebrated. Okay, so let's see if there are any messages. If this resonated with you and you'd like more detail, please reach out. So these, I feel, because this felt more like your energy, Leo, it feels like these are going to be messages to yourself, from yourself. But take it how it resonates. Could also be messages, that you've been telling yourself, or that other people have been saying or trying to get you to believe that you no longer resonate with. But let's see what comes through. Oh. Exactly, Leo. I cannot handle any more heartbreak, because this is what happens when we are in misalignment. It's just more and more heartbreak. And we realize, and if you had to really sit with yourself and understand where this heartbreak comes from, it's not so much from the other person, but rather more from the situations we choose to be in because of where we are in our own healing and in our own readiness. Exactly, Leo. I cannot handle any more heartbreak. That is the 9 of Pentacles energy. I'm done. You are done with that energy, Leo. I will do anything to bring you happiness. I really do feel like this is a message from you to you. This is the happiness, the joy, the peace, Leo. Your higher self is talking to you in this reading, I feel. And last message. I am entwined in the thought of finding you one day. So this could also be, you finding you. Who are you really? If you peel back the layers of who you've been trying to be for everybody else, it's really exciting to rediscover who you are and, dance with that idea when you eventually find who you are becoming. This could also be a new love coming into your space, Leo, because what tends to happen when we start to do this healing and we step on new paths, when we choose differently for ourselves, then energy that matches that frequency starts to come in. So this could very well be a new and healed love coming in for you, my Leos. So I hope this resonated. If it did, I would appreciate a like, a comment, a share. If you know a Leo that is going through this, please share with them. It's just to get, the message and the resonance of this message out. That was a beautiful reading, Leo. And I wish you so many blessings on this path and on this journey. Until next time.